I'm a poet. Sometime I write my story. Sometime I write yours. Sometime I write my dreams. Sometime I write my nightmares. Poet and poetry, they are very interrelated. So these lines, they are very apt for a poet and his poetry. Poetry is a subject that is as precise as geometry. Poets are the sense, intellect, the philosophers of intelligence of humanity. So today we have such a philosopher with us who is going to share about her life, her career, her poetry and future plans with us. We at the Hero Public School are very fortunate to have her as our principal. She is a principal like no other, a mentor like no other, a motivator like no other. The words that come from her mouth have the power to change and transform. Every word that she speaks made sense to us. She has brought laurels to the school as she was recently applauded by the Amity University for her panorama of poems. Without much ado, please welcome Miss Gandhi between among us, who is going to share her life, her career, and her poetry future plans with all of us. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sparing some moments from your busy schedule and talking to us. So, first and foremost, ma'am, I would like to congratulate that you had got such appreciation from the MIT University overseas. So, we'll begin with asking about your childhood. Please tell us something about your childhood and the memories that you have in your childhood.
Good morning, everyone. I really do not know if I'm worth this appreciation, ma'am, what you have said for me, but a hand-folded gratitude to you. I belong to a very simple middle-class family where my father retired as a civil engineer from railways, class 1 officer. My mother retired as a principal from a government institution in Amritsar. Uh, my schooling is throughout from convent, and my post-graduation is from Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar.
So, ma'am, while growing up, what were your hobbies? What were your special interests as a child?
Throughout, my hobby was always reading and writing, ma'am. That was my prime hobby. And number two was music. But my real version is reading and writing. That is my hobby.
So, we would like to delve a little deep into your personal life as well. So, we wanted to know who is your husband? What does he do?
That is a very interesting question. I got married in 1998, ma'am. My husband is a mariner, and he has a huge contribution towards my success and my poetry. Unconditional support from my husband. I would like to mention that मेरा सफ़र तो अच्छा था, पर मेरा हम सफ़र उससे भी अच्छा है.
Okay, very well said. So, ma'am, do you come from a literary background?
Yes, I come from a literary background. My father is a great writer and he has a huge library. So ever since my childhood, I've been brought up in a very intellectual way. The biggest virtue I got from my parents was humanity, to be a good human being. Yes, definitely, I belong to a literary family.
Okay. So, did you write as a child? When did you get started as a poet?
I think I started writing at the age of 11. I do not know when I turned into a poet or when my writings turned into a poetry, but I used to write my daily diary every day as a child, and then slowly it became a habit, and now it's my passion. So I think it was grade 2 or grade 3.
Okay. So, since you write so much, so did you find writing an easy task?
Writing has never been a task for me, ma'am. It's my passion. As I mentioned earlier, it's my true version. So I don't make any effort to write. It's very natural in me. So it's not a task for me.
Okay. So, since you are into writing poetry, so how has poetry affected your life?
Poetry has over the years made me very humble, very grounded. And I think that is the biggest virtue. That is the state of bliss.
So, apart from being a poet, a mother, and a wife, you are a principal to a prestigious institution, the Hero Public School, so which is among the top-rated schools in India. So, how do you manage since you have so many things to do? You have to take out time for yourself, for your writings, uh, obviously at home also. So, how do you manage your personal and your professional life?
To be very honest, ma'am, I think I've never done anything extra to manage or balance my profession and my personal life. I think if you're sincere and you just flow with the tide, God takes care of rest of the things. So to be very honest, no extra effort was ever done, no extra edge was ever given. So I think I've not done anything extra.
Okay. So, when did you first get published? How was that feeling like to see your work getting recognized worldwide?
When I first got published, I think I was in grade 2 or grade 3, and at that time, when you're a child, your poetry is all related to your parents, your childhood. So I think my first title was My Mother in grade 2 or 3. And at that age, just looking at your name in the school magazine is a great feeling. And now being recognized world over, being published overseas, definitely is a very beautiful feeling. Definitely.
So, recently, two of your poems, The Umbrella Man and The Tomorrow of My Yesterdays, they were applauded by the Amity University overseas. Um so, how do you see that? How do you take that appreciation? Like, how does it feel when you are called for overseas for talks, for speeches? So, how is that feeling?
I had to pinch myself when my name was called by the chairman of MIT University. It was rather hard to believe, and it's still hard to confess that my poems have been selected. Again, I would say it's overwhelming feeling, and I still cannot believe that do I really deserve it? But again, thanks to God, thanks to unconditional support of my family, my very, very close friends, my well wishers, I think I'm very fortunate.
You're being very modest in saying so. So, as I mentioned earlier, that you're a principal as well. So, how do you feel that your employers they are also the part of your success? How they have contributed in your passion for writing?
Employers are my strength, ma'am. Captain is good if the team is good. When I come in the morning to my workplace and I see them, I feel very motivated to give my best. They are my pillars of strength. I would also like to mention my gratitude to the Hero family and all the places where I've worked ever since I started my career. This success is not one day, it's a journey where a lot of people support you. So I think today I can do nothing more but just say thanks, a hand folded gratitude to all those people who have been with me in my journey.
So I had met your husband also. So he says that you're a very humble, a grounded person. So we the staff of the Hero Public School, we know you as a very strict professional. So are you the same strict person in your personal life as well?
First of all, it's a very beautiful feeling to have a compliment from a husband. I think that's the real feather in the cap of a lady. Uh, Definitely, I'm not that strict at home. Actually, I'm not strict at home at all. Uh, I think that is professionalism, what you're calling as being very strict. And once you're home, you're a mother, a wife, a daughter in law. So there are various roles of women I have to play. I don't think I'm that strict at home. So the home people are more fortunate, I would say.
Okay. So we have heard that lately there had been some political interference in your career also. So how has that affected your personal and your professional life? How do you handle that political pressure?
I would not like to comment on that subject, ma'am, because politics is not me. I'm not a political person. But definitely, I would say that people who try to bring you down, I think they're already below you. Time has its own timeline. We need to trust the process of the universe. Everything is revealed with time. It is already being revealed. I have done nothing to handle this. God has taken care of it. And I'm through this tough journey. God could not be present physically with me. So He sent someone to hold my hand. Whichever part of the world I will be, wherever I will be, my silent gratitude to that person who held my hand and helped me cross this tough journey. Rest, God is taking care of everything.
So we have heard that some educationist was also involved in that political drama. So since the person belonged to a educational background, so how does it feel that people who are the educationists involved in political interferences, political dramas, destroying other people's reputation and careers?
It is very sad, very, very sad. I would not like to mention the name of the people here. It would be a disgrace on my own self. All I would say, God bless all those people who tried to bring me down. I think we do not need education ministers. We need to educate ministers. Being an educationist, stooping to a level, is a disgrace to the profession. A teacher is a guru, and we being head of the institutions, if we cannot practice that, we have no right to preach. God bless all of them.
Well said. So, if I say that you have to sum yourself up as a person in one word, how would you do that? What is that one word that describe Miss Gandhi?
It's tough to describe in one word. Well, submission is me. Surrender and submission is me.
So, how surrender and submission they have helped you in your life, in your personal and your professional life?
It's a blissful state, ma'am, where there's no aggression, there are no questions. I don't pile on. I don't chase people. It's peace of mind. I don't fight. I'm not demanding. I apologize, even if I'm not wrong. That is submission.
you mentioned about aggression. So, how do you react to aggression of people? So, since you belong to a society where people are very aggressive, like you are a principal, so obviously there are certain parents who tend to get aggressive sometimes for some reason. So, how do you react to that aggression?
Fortunately, ma'am, I do not react. I respond. And I believe time and patience are my biggest warriors. So I don't react. Time responds. So aggression of anyone actually does not affect me. It makes me more humble.
So, talking about your poetry and your poems, so who you dedicate your poems to and why?
This question has been asked to me by various channels. Even overseas, I was asked this. This is a very personal thing to me in my life, ma'am. I would not like to mention the name.
Why do you want to keep that person under wraps? Why it is a secret?
It's not a secret. I will reveal it when the right time comes.
So, does that person know that he is the lucky one whom you have dedicated your work to?
Not yet. He's yet to know.
Okay. So, since you are a very successful, career oriented woman and now a great poet as well, so do you believe in women empowerment?
Not at all. I have never tried to cross the male gender. I am very contented. I think life was much better when women was first doing the duty of a mother, a sister, a daughter-in-law. Life was less complicated. So I'm a very conservative person in my thoughts. So as in me, uh, I believe we should not lose our femininity. That is the beautiful virtue given to us by God. So I have never tried to cross, and I think I will never try to cross because that again gives me peace of mind.
So, our sources informed that you're writing a book. So, can we know the title of the book and by when you will be completing that book?
Can I know your source, please?
No, ma'am. They are again a secret.
Okay. I did not want to reveal the name and the title of my book till it is finished, completed, and published, but it would be very unfair if I do not tell you. It is Irreplaceable MA.
Okay. So, what is that MA means? So, what is the content of the book?
The content is the chemistry between two people, the addictive chemistry. I will definitely reveal when the time comes what is MA. That's a promise to my readers.
Okay. So, is the book's dedication to the same person whom you have dedicated your poems to?
Yes, it is the same person.
Okay. So, would you like to continue writing for the whole of your life?
I do not know for whole of life, but I will write till I breathe.
Okay. So, talking about your future plans, where do you see yourself as a professional, as a poet in the coming next 10 years?
To be very honest, ma'am, nowhere. I am very happy where I am. I do not plan for another 10 years. I've never planned so much in life. I move without planning, and it again gives me contentment and better peace. So
you're
I'm happy.
content and satisfied wherever
Absolutely. No regrets in life, no wishes unfulfilled, nothing.
you are. Okay. So, any biggest fear in life?
Yes, human loss.
Okay. So, I had gone through your poems. So, basically, you write romantic poems. So, may I ask, are you a romantic person in your real life as well?
I think I would not be the right person to answer that question. But for me, romance is not singing songs or running around the trees. It's again the intimacy of mind where you can stand bare in front of another person. For me, romance is that.
Okay, well said. So, since you are been called to various colleges, universities, overseas as well for a lot of talks. You have been awarded everywhere. So, how do you take that appreciation? How does it feel when you are applauded and appreciated by the people worldwide?
I definitely feel very happy, but it's not something like, it's not that I'm being very generous, but I actually do not feel anything. I'm okay. I'm like, thanks to everyone. It's been a journey, ma'am. It's not me alone. It can never happen alone. So
So, what is your biggest compliment which you have received till date?
that's tough to remember, but I think I feel happy when my parents come and tell me that the child is doing very well and the academic and the administrative skills are going on smoothly. I think that's the biggest compliment as a head of the institution.
Okay. So recently, you were awarded as the most sensuous and graceful principal award in Amritsar. So, ma'am, you are uh, a very good-looking, very attractive lady. So, how do you maintain yourself? Do you follow any very strict regime?
I actually do not do anything, ma'am. Again, I would say here that they gave me the award of being a very graceful principal. I think the grace is about your sincerity. I'm very sincere in and out, so I never put on things. I am not a fake person. I may not be perfect. I am not perfect, but I'm very real. All the questions I'm answering you is directly from my heart. I've not prepared anything. And I think that is the grace. So, again, thanks to those who gave me this award. I again do not know if I deserved it, but I accept it very humbly.
Okay. As I mentioned earlier, that you're very beautiful, graceful lady. So obviously there is a lot of attention that is garnered by the opposite gender. How do you react to that?
I don't react to anything, ma'am. Uh, Definitely getting a compliment from anybody, specifically from the male gender, is always welcomed. So I take it very gracefully and positively, and I say thank you to them and move on.
Okay, so you have achieved a lot in such a young age. So how does it feel to be successful at such a young age?
Definitely good, ma'am. It's definitely a great feeling. It looks like a lifetime achievement award to you. Um, Thanks to, I think gratitude is one thing that has brought me here. So I would rather advise everybody, the new generation, gratitude and forgiveness should be the biggest virtue we all need today. So thanks to everyone.
Okay. So these days, social media it has taken all over. People are on Instagram, they are on Facebook, publicizing their achievements, even if they are very small. So uh, people they wanted their work to get uh, uh, like applauded, appreciated everywhere. So you never did that. Is there any specific reason that you don't want to publicize your achievements?
In my life, I never glamorize things, ma'am. Achievement is very far off. And I think I have miles to go before I need to be noticed. So I think it's contentment basically, where I don't feel like glamorizing. No
Okay.
other specific reason, ma'am.
Okay. So the world is very materialistic, as we all know. Everything comes for a price. People they are charging a lot for the poetries, the stories, the books they are publishing. So, is there any plan that you also wanted to do the same, or do you don't want to charge anything for your poetry?
Writing is my passion, ma'am. It's my hobby. I'm a principal. It's my job. I'm paid for it. I can't sell my writings. I can't sell my passion. I can never do that.
Okay. So, if we talk about the Hero Public School, you're the principal there. Uh, say the school is soaring, achieving a lot because of the dedication, because of the leadership that you are giving to the teachers and the students. So, where do you see the Hero Public School in the future? Like, what do you think that the school would be in the coming 5 or 10 years?
Number one in the world. I wish and I pray, and this school deserves it. Number one in the world, not in India or Punjab. It would be number one day in the world. That's a promise to the Hero Public School.
Okay. So thank you so much, ma'am, for taking out time and talking to us. It was wonderful to talk to us and know about your career, your poetry, your future plans. So we wish you all the good luck in your life, and it was wonderful to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Uh, a hand-folded gratitude to the Hero family, to my Hero staff, and to all those people who've been very close to me in my life. Whatever I am today, the first gratitude is to God, my parents, my family, unconditional support of my friends. A hand-folded gratitude once again. Thank you so much for considering me worth it for this interview. Thank you so much.